Hello everyone. I'm the Apache. Welcome to the Apache Chronicles. This is the first chapter of the series of videos called the Good Hunter's Handbook. All important topics about PvP you'll be able to see here in a brand new entertaining way. In today's chapter we'll talk about Commanders Synergies. I'd like to advise that this handbook is recommended to mid-game players. And you should have a basic knowledge about the following topics: buffs and how they work, troop types, troop countering, commander skills and awakening basics. This is a very complex subject to explain in a single video. So I divided this chapter into 5 parts to break down all the information. The first part contains an overall introduction about synergies, what they are and how they affect your PvP. The second part will jump right in the weakness and healing synergy. Third part focus on the female troop damage one. In part 4, we take a deeper look in the bleeding synergy. And finally, part 5 explores other synergies and combinations. In this first part, as mentioned before, I'll give a brief overall about synergies, what they are and how they work. The main idea of these separated parts is to make relatively short videos so you don't get bored to death. That's a hell of a challenge, but we are up to this. We'll start with the very basics if you landed here by chance with no knowledge about GoTWiC. Winter is coming. As known, cavalry's counters infantry troops, that counters spears, that counters cavalry. And bows just sit there on their damn. Sorry, I got carried away. Continuing. Bows are neutral to other troop types. So they can't counter but also can't be countered. Some people may think that troop countering and synergy countering are the same. But it's not quite like that. I bet that you are a little bit confused now, but don't fright, I'll explain. Troops countering refers to one troop type countering another troop type, as shown before. Whereas synergy countering refers to a set of commander's skills countering another set of commander's skills. And within each synergy you may have more than one troop type. Meaning, in a battle, troops will counter troops while commander's synergies will counter another synergy. How each one of them affects the other is a subject I'll leave for later on. Firstly, I'll explain the concept of synergy. As I said, by now, you should know about awakening. So, after you awake a commander to 4 stars, he gets a special skill, apart from the regular one he launches during battle. In this example, Arya's passive skill is called Act of Mercy. For a synergy, it is important to know that this is not the right skill to take into account. The right place to look at for the awakened skill is at the awakening section, as shown. Arya's awakened skill is called Valar Morghulis, that adds a death marker directly to a given troop lineup. That can be classified as a direct troop damage skill. We'll talk more about these classifications a bit ahead. So, a commander synergy can be classified as the relation between commander's awakened skills, and how each one of these skills affects the others, in a way to enhance both individually and collectively the skill's capacities. I'll repeat once more, a commander synergy can be classified as the relation between commander's awakened skills, and how each one of these skills affects the others, in a way to enhance both individually and collectively the skill's capacities. Why paying attention to building up right synergies are so important. I'll explain with an example. Let's suppose you have 3 healing commanders in your formation that will enhance the damage skill of a 4th commander. But because of a series of past reasons, you have an awaked commander with a silencing skill, and you want to use it in that formation. By doing this, the 5th commander may as well as silence randomly one of your previous commander's skills. Let's just suppose the silenced commander is the one that will use the buff provided by the 3 healing commanders that he'd turn into damage, but he gets silenced. Can you see where I'm getting at? So, be careful with these details. The devil is in the details. Now, let's progress. I'll explain an easy way how you can understand the structure of a synergy. I'd like to advise that this is what I used myself to better understand synergies and now I'm sharing with you. This is not a game-given information. I'll use chess pieces to explain. In my perception, a synergy lineup has 6 elements, and each one differs from the others. But they gotta work together in order to perfectly function. I'll start up with the Synergy King Commander. He's the main piece in the lineup. Without it, game over. The synergy loses most of its potential and the remaining commanders lose the main pillar to lean on their abilities. The piece alone, like in chess, it's somewhat useless without the other piece's support, but there is no game without it. The second most important piece, it is the Synergy Queen Commander. Also like in chess, This is the commander that will most significantly boost the Synergy King commander's skill. She'll do most of the dirty work in the board. Then, we have a knight, a bishop, and a rook. These, I call them secondary supporting commanders. In chess, depending on your strategy, you can play with these pieces collectively, and win the match by using them in an intelligent way. In GOT Winter is Coming, these pieces' relevance will be determined by the quality of the commanders you have. As known, there are tie commanders that only pay to win players have and they cannot be disregarded in any synergy or formation. Lastly, we have the pawns. As a relation, I call them the assigned troops you'll use with your commander's lineup. It's important to notice that the troops are also a reflection of your stats. If they are weak, there are no synergies that can hold. A strong castle is built with multiple factors that are out of reach of this chapter. Synergies are only one piece that we are focusing now. I intend to explore the other key points in other chapters of this handbook. Currently we have 3 main synergies in GOT Winter is Coming. They follow the same ideal as troops counter, but once again, they are not the same thing. As follows, we have female troop damage, bleeding, and weakness and healing. There are other synergies and possible combinations which we'll explore in the last part of this chapter. As promised, I tried to keep this short and entertaining as possible. I apologize if there's any piece of information missing so far. I count with your help to comment this video, and also add your doubts and knowledge into building this guide as we go. And I'll try to adapt in the next parts. But I think I covered all the basics as an introduction on the matter. In the next part, we'll talk about the weakness and healing synergy. Hop on this adventure with me in exploring the important details of this amazing real-time strategy war game. I hope this can help you with your PvP and create a healthy discussion. Kiddos, that's it for today. Please, if you enjoyed this handbook, I invite you to comment, like, share and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next parts. Thank you for watching, and a great Apache hug.